Hello, hello, and welcome back to the podcast. So excited to dive into all of the details about the Coven today, which is my all access pass, my year of transformational coaching and courses and community. There's so much that I have packed inside the Coven for all of you to experience. I feel like this is not even the it's almost like we're outside of this big, huge present that is about to explode, and it hasn't even happened yet, right? Because there's so much to come that you can really only experience once you're on the inside of it, right? There's like, I can talk about it in all these different ways, but truly it is something that needs to be experienced and felt. So in this episode, I'm going to do my best to really embody and express what it is that is happening inside the Coven once we get started, which is very soon, and all of the incredible things that you get access to, all of the live courses, all of the coaching, the mentorship, the community. There's just so many incredible things in here, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited about a launch in such a long time, since like my first launch of Magic Mind, right? This is because this is a brand new Coven, the brand new Coven. Well, yes, that too. This is a brand new offer, and this is the first time talking about the Coven. And it's honestly been a really long time coming. So, in this episode, I really want to go in depth on exactly what you get inside the Coven, who this is for, who you will become after, and all of the, more of the technical details, calls, courses, things like that, and really why I felt this deep need. I do dive into this a lot deeper in the most previous episode on why I burnt down my signature course. So I go a little bit more into the background of, why that shift kind of took place. And this episode will be a little bit more focused on specific details of, what you get inside the Coven and different things like that. But I will touch on a little bit about why. So, all right, let's just jump right into it. So let's talk about the Coven. Let's talk about what the Coven is all about, and really what is it? What is the Coven? What is the Coven? So the Coven is my year-long transformational container that includes coaching, courses, and community for an entire 12 months. So yes, you jump in, and once you're in the Coven, you get access to all of the live courses and training. So not just my master classes, but full on deep dive weekly live modules for multiple courses that I will be running throughout the year. So my business model and plan is shifting a little bit, in the sense where I used to only have one main course. And anytime I did a launch, I would be launching that same course, right? So that was Business Activation Academy. And because it was always open, I also did launches for it. So it was evergreen, but I had different like launch seasons for it to build up hype and to build up visibility for the course, right? So now moving forward, the way things are going to change, the way you're going to see things change in my business is, instead of launching the same course over and over again, I'm actually going to be launching multiple different courses. Some of them are going to be a little bit smaller, and some of them are going to be big, like full on deep dives. For example, this first course we're doing, I'm going big, go big or go home. Like truly, this is a deep dive on launching. Every single thing you need to know on launching. I'm already planning for it to be like 5, 6, 7 weeks with a weekly live module training every single week for everyone who's inside the Coven. So this launching course is going to cover what to launch, how to launch planning, launch phases, how I launch a higher ticket mastermind versus a low ticket master class, right? How to decide prices for a launch, bonuses, how I create content during a launch. What do I say? How is it different than outside of a launch? How do I create flow and ease and effortlessness and really hold the energy during a launch? Launching is one of those time periods where you really have to, again, this is not high vibe energy. This is just conviction energy, grounded energy, like rooting into the earth energy of like, okay, even if it's day 3 and no one has signed up in, 2 days or even maybe 3 days, I am holding the energy and I am doing what it takes to show up in the embodiment of the spirit of this offer that I'm launching to call in the people who are meant to be in this container. That is honestly an art. It's an art, right? It's an art form, and I'm really teaching both the energetics of it, holding that energy, showing up as a leader, showing up in your most empowered identity, and also the strategy. What are some things I do for bonuses? How do I really get my community to move, right? Price increases is something I've been doing for quite some time now. Master classes leading into the launch, so some type of free hype event and then launching the thing, or doing some type of workshop or like a Telegram group, how to decide what to do based on the offer, and also how to feel into the pricing. So you can already see how I've just shared a couple details of this launching course that I'm actually working on right now behind the scenes that I will be launching into the Coven in September. So we're going to start in September this year. You can already see that that's like a comprehensive, deep dive, in depth way of showing up and talking about launching inside this one course. And that's just the first course inside the Coven. So if you're inside the Coven, you automatically get access to that launching course that I am teaching starting September. Okay. And after that, I plan to do a course on wealth, right? Can you believe I still do not have a course on wealth? I have a course on manifestation. I have a course on pleasure and how it relates to business. I have a course on, attraction and sales. That's multi-sig sales magic, right? But I've been holding out on you all. I knew there was going to be a perfect time that I create the wealth course, the money course, and it just hasn't felt quite right yet. Obviously, I coach on it inside my mentorship containers, especially inside Magic Mind. But I haven't created an entire course around it. And honestly, I'm so glad that I waited until now, because there's so many things I've moved through, even just in this year, even just in the past 6 months of this year. I've learned so much about income and revenue and profit and sales and the leader that I desire to be, and also nervous system work and energetics. There's so many things I'm really excited to bring to you all that would not have made this the course that it's designed to be if I had launched it at any time prior. So I'm very, very glad that I'm waiting until now to do this wealth course. So that's going to be one of the courses that is coming. The Coven also gives you access to all of my existing programs that I've launched over the years. So yes, that includes my signature program that is no longer available, Business Activation Academy. And the only way to access Business Activation Academy is inside the Coven now. So you get that, you get multi-sig sales magic, you get the aligned client playground, you get the pleasure room, and you get divine manifestation, which is my signature manifestation process that I still use to this day. And is such an amazing, amazing course. Clients have manifested their dream clients, 4 figures in sales, in revenue, random money just coming to them. This manifestation course has truly been like my true tried and true manifestation process. So what I want you to see here too, as you're listening to the details of the Coven, is each of these courses, each of these programs are going to be my signature methods, the things that have worked the best in my business, right? My knowledge, not just what I've learned, but what I've experimented with and practiced and played with and evaluated, and also what I've seen within my students as well, and helping you to customize that to your business. I am not your one size fits all type of teacher. I'm more of like a choose your own adventure. So even when I'm teaching something, I'm never like, this is the way, this is the only way, right? I'm never going to teach something like that. It's going to be like, well, if you're doing this, here's something you can consider, right? If you are launching a high ticket mastermind, for example, you might want to keep the launch open a little bit longer, right? You might want to give some time to ramp up. If this is a brand new offer, here are some things you can play with. You might want to do some, beta clients. You might want to play with this, and offering you different perspectives and also what's worked well for me to get people to move, right? I mean, I've been in business for over 4 years now, over $1 million in sales revenue. And this has really taught me so much about sales, about launching, about connecting with clients, and also the work that needs to happen within ourselves in order to call that in. Right. So it isn't just about, well, I'm going to put this thing out there and this is going to be super strategic because this is how Tiffany did her launches, right? My courses are really going to be a blend of, tried and true methods, methodologies, strategies, and also the work that must go into doing this, right? The nervous system expansion, feeling safe, right? All of the work, the inner work that you do on your own to really expand yourself to hold, not just attract the money, but to hold the money, the identity work of shifting into this more expanded version of yourself as a leader, right? There's so many beautiful things that I get to teach you inside the Coven that I wouldn't have been able to do in just one singular course or one singular curriculum, which is why I'm so excited about this. So when you enter the Coven, you get access to 12 months, right? So you pay once and you get access for 12 months. So you can either do the annual, which saves you a little bit. And if you do the annual, which is pay in full, you also get a mini VIP one-on-one day with me, which is super exciting, super fun. There's also a 12-month payment plan as well, that you can purchase. And that would just be, same time each month, you would be paying that off for the entire year. And you would jump in whenever you jump in. That's what would trigger your year. So let's say that you jump in August and you get access from August this year to August next year. Or if you jump in right now, we're actually starting in August. So it wouldn't count until August, right? Because that's when we're starting. Or if you jump in, let's say in October, right? October 11th, then you would get access from October 11th, 2024 to October 11th, 2025. And of course, you have the option to continue staying with us after the year. You get to stay as long as you'd like and choose to re-up after that point. We'll have that option for you. And then on top of the, 12 months access, you also get monthly coaching calls inside the Coven. So at least monthly, a lot of the months are going to have more than one live call. And a lot of the months are also me teaching these courses through live weekly trainings, which means let's just say the launching course does end up being 6 weeks. So let's say it goes all the way from September into October, and it will be 6 months. Oh, sorry, 6 months, my goodness, that would be a long course. Let's just say that it's 6 weeks and it starts in September and then it leads into October, and then we have a couple of Q&A calls for the course itself. And then after the course, you also get access to Coven calls specifically. So that means like you're integrating this information, you're learning, you're absorbing this information from this course, and then within the course itself, you have Q&As, and then after the course, just as a part of being a part of the Coven, you have the Coven calls as well. And the reason why I have this is because I want to make sure that with anything that we do, any type of training, anything that I offer to you all, you have the ability to really have the space to integrate this into your business. You have the space to really absorb and embody this information and really apply it to your specific processes. So, for example, obviously with the launching course, we're going to be planning a lot of launches, which is going to be so exciting. So we're going to be planning out your next launch. And, some of what we'll do is also help evaluate some of the past launches that you've done. Or maybe if you haven't planned a launch before, then this is your first launch and we get to talk through some of that and the mindset, right? So I'll really be able to apply, like the courses will be the trainings and the teachings, and then our calls together will really be, let's customize it to you, bring questions that you have, bring things that maybe, you want clarification on, or you want to kind of dive deeper into and have my eyes and ears on your specific situation. I will be able to do that for you on these, Q&A calls for the course, and also the Coven's own coaching calls, right? Which definitely, if we're not doing a course, then I will have more calls in there so we can do more coaching and community and connection. And then on top of that, I mean, you have an incredible community here that you get to mastermind with, right? So you get to jump on accountability calls and peer coaching calls and support one another, like workshop your launches together. I would highly recommend doing that, coming to the live courses, getting coached by me, and also getting coached by your peers, your Coven members, other students inside the Coven, so that you can also hear and workshop what you both are moving through in the same time period, right? Doing this in real time with your peers is really, really valuable. So I would highly, highly recommend that, and really utilizing this beautiful community to really collaborate with, go on live together, support one another, right? These are your biz besties. Like, these are the people that you get to grow your business with and be able to bounce ideas off of and ask for content review. Maybe both of you are launching a program around the same time, so you can do like a sales page content review swap, right? And just be like, hey, here's my sales page. Does anything not make sense? Can you look over this for me? And inside the Coven, I will actually have trainings on how to run effective peer coaching calls, which I think is going to be so, so, so valuable, like so powerful, because honestly, some of the masterminds that I've been a part of, some of the things I've loved the most are the peer coaching calls, being able to take what we're learning inside the program, trainings, courses, and then be able to meet up and huddle with my peers and be like, okay, this part made a lot of sense to me, but this part I'm still not making sense, and I'm not sure. And then another person jumping in and going, oh yeah, that was really clear to me. I actually just moved through something exactly like that. Here's what I did. And then I'm like, oh, I understand it on a much deeper level, right? Especially when I was peer coaching with people who are around the same level of business as I am, and are moving through some of the same challenges or hurdles that I'm moving through. It makes it so valuable, because it's like we're in this together, right? I'm like, oh, I see you making these big moves. I see you playing a big game. Okay, I got to step it up, right? It's like literally you are the average of the 6 people that you hang out with the most, right? So naturally, if other people are doing these big, brave things, they're taking risks, they're launching, they're doing this new program, they're raising their prices, right? They're showing up online, they're going live every single day, they're doing a challenge, right? They started a new Facebook group, they started this community. It's like, you're like, okay, all right, let's do this. I'm going to launch this offer that I've been wanting to launch. I'm going to start my, Telegram group or Facebook group. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, right? It's like you naturally rise in a way that you might have never done before, which is why mentorship is about collapsing time. Any single time I have invested in mentorship, I've collapsed time. I honestly don't think that I would be at $1 million of sales revenue right now if I didn't invest into mentorship and coaching. I know I would have gotten there in eventually, but I don't think I would have done it within a matter of 4 years. It might have taken me 8 years. It might have taken me over a decade, right? Because there's so many things I've learned from being a part of masterminds, getting coached, accessing trainings to really help me collapse the time frame, so that I'm not wondering, how do I launch? What do I launch? Let me try this. Let me try that, right? And I still did have a lot of trial and error in my business. I mean, after all, I am a 3-5 sacral generator in human design. The 3 line is all about bumping into things and trial and error, trying new things, right? So of course I've had, and I'm a Scorpio, so I'm all about death and rebirth and transformation. So I've really gone out of my way to experiment with a lot of things. And I'm bringing all of that knowledge, the best of the best, the things that have moved the needle in my business, to all of you inside the Coven through these courses on launching and wealth and purpose and your messaging and sales, right? And attraction, magnetism. There's so much that I want to share with you all. And all of these courses are carefully, intentionally, and consciously created to be the puzzle pieces that create not just a six-figure business, not even a multi-six-figure business, but a seven-figure business. I'm teaching you the best of the best. And some of these are advanced trainings that I honestly wish that I had earlier in my business so that I can rise to the level of the advanced leader I knew I was. And every single person jumping into the Coven, these are coaches, service providers, business owners, entrepreneurs, healers, right? All of you are magicians. All of you are just magical beings. I know that every single person jumping into the Coven is like, I want this. I desire this. I declare this. I see myself as a leader. I see myself as building this incredible movement and brand that you're already on the process of doing. Right. And the Coven, the courses, the training, the coaching, the community, all of this is going to support you in growing exponentially. I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple of months, the people who are jumping into the Coven are celebrating your first 10K month, your first like huge launch, right? Your first five-figure launch. You just had like a ton of clients come into your world. Maybe you're doing your first live event, right? You're starting your podcast. Like I wouldn't be surprised if there's massive momentum happening all the time inside the Coven. I mean, this is a group of people. This is a group of magical souls, coaches, and service providers from all over who are working with clients who are spirit-led and heart-centered in your business. I like this is just inevitable, right? Like when you are in deep alignment with what you're meant to do, you're in the right environment, right? Have you ever heard the phrase like, if the flower is not blooming, change its environment, right? Change its environment, put it in a different place, right? Maybe it needs to be out in the sun, right? Or maybe a flower is having too much sun and it needs to be kind of in a more of like a room type of space, right? Or it has some shade, right? So it's like it's not about doing and a lot of the times it's not about doing more. It's about, oh, it gets to be easy. Oh, it gets to be simple, right? A lot of what I teach is simple practices, simple ways of interacting with launching and selling and messaging, right? Simple things, keeping your business simple. Even at the seven-figure level, I don't have crazy complicated funnels. I don't have a huge team. It's just me and my online business manager and an accountant, right? It's not a huge I'm not running thousands of dollars in ads or anything like that. I am just showing up in my business in the way that feels really simple to me, in a way that makes sense to me, right? In a way that feels good to me, that's in alignment to me. And that is the most powerful thing. And I want to help personalize that to your business. I want to help personalize this work, these trainings on sales and launching and messaging to you and your business. And that's what we get to do inside the Coven. So you get access to all of my existing programs, like I mentioned, Align Client Playground, Multi-Six Sales Magic, Business Activation Academy, which is 55-55 on its own, even though I'm not selling it on its own anymore. The True Foundations of Business, which has helped multiple coaches quit their day jobs, go full-time in their coaching business, create 50K months and beyond, multi-six figures in the revenue. The Pleasure Room. I have one of my students just jumped into the Coven a week ago or so. And she's like, I just jumped into the Pleasure Room and I had no idea how healing my sexual shame had to do with evolving my business exponentially. Like, thank you, Tiffany, because I had no idea how much like this was holding me back. Right. And it's so true. Like the source of our shame is the source of our greatest power. A lot of the times with business, it's not about more strategies, more things, doing more, hustle harder. It's about how can we heal these different aspects of who we are so we can show up as our truest, most unapologetic self. A lot of it is just releasing and reframing old patterns, old conditioning, old subconscious beliefs that don't serve us as a $1 million leader. Okay. And even if you're thinking like, okay, Tiffany, like I'm, in the more beginning stages of my business, or maybe I've been in business for a while, but I'm not really seeing the revenue I desire. I trust me, things can happen so quickly when you get into alignment, when you figure out what the thing is that is either preventing you, or maybe you're not stuck, but you're just like, I know that there's more for me to tap into. I'm doing good, but I'm ready to be doing excellence, right? With deeper trainings. I know I'm going to be launching soon, or I know I want to deepen my launches and have even bigger launches, 2x, 3x my revenue through launches, right? And through sales and through messaging and being in a community, being in a coaching space, right? Where I get to absorb all of this information. I mean, you get access to all of that inside the Coven. So this is all of this is valued at over $30,000. The courses alone are valued over 8K that you get immediate access to the moment you jump into the Coven. So literally as soon as you're done listening to this episode, you can scroll into the show notes. You can click the option you'd like, whether you want to pay in full and do the Coven annual and save a little bit of money. You also get a mini VIP day with me for that bonus, or you can do the 12-month payment plan, which is at $777 a month. And that is going to give you access to the Coven courses immediately. So you can start diving into BAA tonight. The included future courses that are coming as a part of the Coven is going to be over 8K. The coaching and support is over $15,000. So all of this is over $30,000. I mean, the Coven community that you get access to and the incredible students that you get to peer coach with and support, that's priceless, right? So this is all at just $77.77 or $777 a month. And I cannot wait to welcome you inside the Coven. I cannot wait to just open the doors. Also, a lot of these courses are going to be sold publicly, right? So for example, the launching course, let's just say I'm going to sell it at $22.22. But if you're inside the Coven, you already have a front row seat to that, right? And let's just say the wealth course is at $3,000 or something, right? I haven't decided all the public prices for these, so I'm just kind of, I'm throwing out some random numbers. But let's just say the wealth course is at $3,000, right? And then I do another course, which I'm planning to do my exact formula on selling in the DMs and selling on stories. And let's say that's another $2,000, right? Like just these courses alone, like they are just so infinitely valuable, right? Knowing how to launch, knowing how to sell, knowing how to articulate your messaging. You're going to take these trainings throughout the entirety of your business. It isn't just this year. And it's not just the next launch that you do. This is knowledge that you are going to be alchemizing and integrating and transforming throughout your entire business's life. Right? This is literally what's going to take you to $1 million business, a multi-million-dollar business, is knowing these these key aspects, right? I see them as puzzle pieces. So they're all different pieces of the puzzle that help you get to six figures, multi-six figures, seven figures, and beyond. And the most important thing is you have the support from me, you have the support from the community to really personalize these trainings to your specific business, which is why it's so powerful. All right. So jump inside the Coven. The links are in the show notes. Again, if you do the pay in full for the entire year, you get a one-on-one mini VIP day with me on Zoom to go over anything you want before jumping into the Coven. If not, you can also do the payment plan for 12 months. That's also going to be inside the show notes. So you have those two different options to jump in. You can jump right in and get immediate access to all of the courses that are already there inside the Coven. We officially start next month in August. And then the first live course is going to be starting in September. So just get ready. This is going to happen very, very soon. And I really want you to be a part of it. Okay. So if you're flirting with it and you want to see if the Coven is the home for you, the right place for you, the right container for you, DM me at tiffanychong.co on Instagram. Let's talk. I'll ask you some things about your business. I'll have some questions for you. I'll be able to guide the conversation. Even if you're not really sure what to say, just DM me Coven and I'll be able to support you. And we'll just make sure that this is the most aligned investment for you. And I can't wait. I'm so, so deeply excited about this. I'm so excited about the evolution of my business and the Coven and everything you get access to, all of the incredible courses and trainings, and the already amazing community that is being created inside the Coven. So I love you all so much. Thank you so, so much for tuning into this episode. Again, if you have any questions at all, you want to talk about your decision in jumping into the Coven, just send me a DM and I will help you, really make a supportive, empowered decision to jump in. All right. I'll catch you on the next episode and I'll see you inside the Coven.